Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Nanklin and this is where we keep it real. So today we're going to be discussing certain ways you can actually speak your mind up without appearing or sounding rude to anyone at all. Be it your colleagues, your bosses at your place of work, your parents, whoever it is. With these little tips, you'll get to speak your mind confidently without sounding disrespectful. But before we delve further, if you're not yet a subscriber, please tap on that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever a video drops on this channel. Thank you. Oftentimes, when trying to communicate our minds to people, we get misunderstood, and some people perceive us as being rude. I have been able to note down certain things you can do in order for you to speak up, to speak your mind confidently without appearing disrespectful. The first thing on my list is pay attention to your tone. It is one thing to want to discuss something with a person. It is another thing for you to use the right tone. If you are using the wrong tone, trust me, the aim of that conversation will be defeated. You have to be able to balance up the tone of your voice in order for it not to be as if you are raising your voice at the person. You don't want to come off as being very rude to that person just on the basis of the tone of your voice. Trust me, the tone of voices usually come as either turn off or turn ons. For some people, once the tone of the voice is off, they do not want to hear what you want to say. Even if you're making a valid point, nobody will pay attention to you at that moment because of the tone of your voice. So you need to pay attention to the tone of your voice. Make sure you're maintaining the appropriate tone of voice when speaking with the person. Maintain a moderate tone of voice so that you don't come off as being rude. The second thing is be clear. Whatever it is you're walking up to that person to talk about, you need to be clear and confident about that thing. You need to be as objective as possible. You need to state it out there in a way that the person will get to understand you clearly. There's no point beating around the bush. There's no point speaking in parables. If I am coming to you because you have done something I was not happy with, I will tell you in plain terms, okay, this was what you did. This was how I felt about it and all. So you need to communicate whatever it is you are trying to communicate in clear terms. No beating around the bush. Thirdly, there's what we call the perfect timing. You need to know the perfect time for that conversation. How do you know this? Always seek for the audience from the person. Please, I need so minutes from you. Can you spare that? Please, I need to talk to you. When you're free, let me know. Because trust me, even if you're trying to communicate something in a moderate tone, in a good tone, if you are doing that in the wrong timing, it will not be accepted by the person you are trying to communicate that thing to. So you ought to understand that there is something called perfect timing, perfect season, perfect weather for certain kinds of discussion. You cannot be discussing something very sensitive in an open space. You cannot invade into people's times without their permission. So you want to discuss something with someone, try to get the audience, try to get the permission first of all from that person before engaging that person in that particular discussion. So you can have the right audience and attention that is required for that conversation. Number 4, you need to be objective. When communicating your feelings, when communicating what ails you the most, you need to be as objective as possible. Drop every subjectivity. You need to be uptight when you are conveying it. All right, do not allow yourself get clouded by emotions when conveying that thing, right? And do not be one-sided. Being objective has to do with, okay, this is what I'm fighting for. I'm not fighting for this before because, okay, I'm not fighting for this because I'm trying to gain this or that. No, I am doing this because it is how it is meant to be done and not because of some selfish gains. So you have to be objective about everything. Everything must not be for the benefit, for your personal gains. No, sometimes or most times be objective about your concerns. If you're subjective, the person might perceive it as though you were having that conversation because you feel you are losing out on that thing. So you want them to actually do whatever you want them to do in a bit to actually accommodate your own benefits, your own gains. I don't know if you get it. So please be objective with whatever you want to discuss with that person. Fifth, very important, make your point known without downplaying anyone, without downplaying anyone's opinion. I always say people are generally opinionated. If this person didn't feel his opinion was valid, the person wouldn't have uttered that opinion in the first place. So if you want people to understand your perspective of things, you need to do that without downplaying their own opinions, without downplaying their own feelings. So personally, I advise, if you want to convey something, to be on the safer side, make it more personal. I feel if this is done this way, it will be better. I feel, do you get? So always use the word I feel, in my perspective, in my opinion. Do you get? So don't just make it look like your opinion is more important here. No, everyone's opinion is important, but if you feel you have a superior opinion and want people to pay attention to it, then you need to convey it in a way that they would understand and not downplay them and not water down their own efforts, because everyone collectively comes up with certain opinions that, as I said, are the best in their own heads. So you don't want to water down their opinions, because the moment you do that, they tend to wear this defense mechanism to also want to defend whatever it is they have actually come up with, and this might bring about tussles here and there. So please find a way to convey your mind without watering down other people's effort. Then lastly, be assertive, be firm, be confident in whatever you are trying to say. Do not mumble those words. If you're trying to air your mind, do that confidently. Confidence is an aura on its own. When you have confidence, naturally people tend to listen to you. People tend to understand, want to pay attention to whatever you have to say. So when you're speaking your mind, speak it with confidence. Speak it with strong affirmation, like you know what you are saying. You're not just saying it based on certain things. It is something you are certain about and you want to have a discussion on it. So you need to work on yourself, work on your level of confidence, and convey that thing with so much boldness. If it warrants you rehearsing consistently for days or for hours before engaging that person in that conversation, why not? Please feel free to do that. Rehearse at home so you wouldn't look stupid in the presence of that person. So basically, that's it for today, guys. I hope you've been able to pick one or two things from this video. And trust me, we will be coming your way again next time with something that will be beneficial to everyone and everywhere. And I am hoping that with these few tips, you will be able to speak up your mind boldly with no fear. Nobody bites you for speaking your mind. Communicate. Some people do things to us without even knowing they are stepping on our toes. If you do not communicate how you feel, these persons wouldn't even realize what they are doing. So please learn to speak up. But when you are speaking up, learn to speak up politely so you don't end up sounding disrespectful, rude, and then you will be able to command that audience which you want to command. If you're not yet a subscriber, kindly tap on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever we drop a video on this channel. It's Sigurd Nankling till I come your way again next time. Thank you, lovelies.